This is a business game presented by Ajayi Taiwo, Badge 47, Group 6, Circle 10. Developing Global in Thailand. Introduction. Thailand is a fast-growing domestic market. It has a population of 67.96 million. My source is from World Bank 2015. Thailand population is equivalent to 0.91% of the total world population, and it ranked number 20 in the list of country by population. This source is from Worldometer 2017. The capital of the country is Bangkok. Thailand has a gross domestic product per capita of $5,816. My source is from World Bank 2015. The government has limited resources available to assist private companies. This is the SWOT analysis for this country, Thailand. This is their strength, this is their weakness, the opportunity, and the threat. Tax 1. I was told that I received all the information needed in order to become manager or leader in the global community. Now, you have an important task. Enter in a new country and develop global there. This new country will be Thailand as a starting source, as the starting resources you have. The resources given to me is internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, then $50,000. Then I was told that within 15 minutes that I should develop a plan of action for a week, that I must specify the number of registration and deposit you will achieve over this period. Then I should take note of this. $50,000 is given only once. Later on, I should use the free resources from the internet. Then from the tax 1, the aim is to introduce global in Thailand. That's the aim of the tax 1. Then the objective of this tax is to establish global in Thailand and to improve global services to grow. Then introduction for this, I assume that we have 20 group members who are introduced in global in Thailand. The objective for the first week are highlighted below. Then we have the building global website. That's the first objective. Then I will create adverts on social media, radio and TV. Then by hosting seminars in strategic places, 7 seminars will be conducted, then 1 per day. Minimum of 300 distinct 100 should attend the seminar. Then for the audience, targeted audience, we are considering some particular people like the stock firm, bloggers and internet marketers, students, private firm, owners, unemployed citizens, the social workers. My own targeted participant is 2,300 for a week. Then target deposit, minimum of $50 per capita, which is 115 per week. Financial budget for 7 days. Then this table is showing the financial budget for the expenses, which is the hotel, the transport, projector and screen, video coverage, banners, flyers, t-shirts and caps, pen, oil, bucket, SMS, sound system and snacks. Then this is the quantity for these descriptions. Then we have the rate per quantity. Then we also have the total cost. Then for the final budget, the total cost is $19,084. In summary, the allocated budget, expenditure and the balance is as follows. The budget given to me is $50,000. Then at the end of the expenses, I realized that I've spent like $19,084. So the remaining balance is $30,916. Then the task 2, a week has passed. you are a farmer, the average contribution of the participant to the structure is around $300. Under the regulation of Global, I must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participants. Payment starting with the first contribution. Your task is to calculate how many new members and contribution you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payment to the older participants. It is necessary I write down your plan of action for the next 3 weeks. Under the above conditions stated, point out what resources you need and how you are going to use them. The number of new participants and money raised during this week, what extra cost you will have, and how to attract them. So for this task too, these are my objectives. I will have to pay older participants the interest and capital. The second objective, the number of participants that need to join so as to pay older participants. So I have to consider these two into consideration. So how can I make this happen? So this is my method of approach. Since the average donation is $300, number of participants estimated initially is 2,300. So amount generated by all these 2,300 participants will give us 2,300 times 300, which is $690,000 US dollar. So 30% growth rate will be 690,000 times 0.3 to give us 207,000 US dollar. So the registration bonus is $20 US dollar. So that will be $20 US dollar times 2,300, which is the number of participants. That will give us 46,000 US dollar. The total growth will be the 30% growth, the capital, and the registration bonus. So the total of the 30% growth, then the initial investment, which is the capital, then registration bonus will give us 943,000 US dollar. So the total amount needed to pay old participants, that will be 943,000 minus 690,000, which will give us 253,000 US dollar. Then method of approach. This is the continuation of the method of approach. So participant needed to contribute 253,000. Then we want to know the number of participants needed in order to contribute this such amount of money. So we have to divide the 253,000 with $300, which is the initial amount, which is we must have 844 participants. So 844 participant member needed to pay first batch for the system to be stable. So then we are looking for 844 members participants. So the resources needed to capture these new members. Then we must organize more seminars, then train interested members as guides, create more public awareness, then use social media to publicize. In summary, expenses on seminar and public awareness. For these resources needed, our expenses is 4,500. So the previous budget balance we have from the 50,000 US dollar given to us, so if we subtract the expenses from the previous balance, so we have 26,416. This is the tax theory. A month has passed, you are 100. The same plan for another month on the basis of result of previous calculation, taking into account the dynamic of growth, the number of new participants and contribution for the next 4 weeks. So this is the task 3. Total participants for the first week is 2,300 and for 3 weeks is 6,900. Therefore, total participants for 1 month will be 9,200. Assuming 1/4 of the participants that register in month refer to new participants each. So 1/4 of the total participants for a month will be 2,300. Those 2,300 of the participants that register in the first month will bring at least 2 people. So will give us 4,600, provided that 1/4 of the total participants bring 2 people. So then the new participant will be 2,300 times 4. That will give us 4,600 participants. So for the next 4 weeks, with the assumed growing and referral rate. Total member will be 9,200 plus 4,600. This 4,600 is generated from the referral, which is from the 1/4 of the total participants. So the 9,200 plus 4,600 will give us 13,800 participants for the second month. So 13,800 participants will contribute. Since individual will contribute $300, that be 13,800 times 300 will give us $4,140. With the new growth rate, we can see that the new guiders are doing a great job. Therefore, intensive training of new guiders will be ideal. No need for seminar at this stage. New budget balance is still that same amount, $26,416. Is still maintained as training of guiders is at zero cost, because this time around we don't organize seminars. What we focus on is on guider. So the training of the guider is at no cost, so they are able to bring more participants into the community. So task 4, after 2 months you have the number of participants and deposit that you have calculated. Now you can calculate what you need to organize within the next month. A week after the start of the month, there is the local holiday in Thailand, which is celebrated during a week respectively. In this period, the activity of registration fall by 75%. Am I to make a plan of action for a month, what resources and how I should use them, the right amount of contribution and participants for the development of the system. So our weekly target was 2,300 participants initially. So since there is a reduction in new registration by 75%, that will be 2,300 times 0.75, which will give us 1,725 participants. So the new registration will reduce to 575. This 575 is gotten by subtracting the weekly target participant, which is 2,300 minus 1,725. That will give us 575. To avert the aberrant situation, we need to cater for 1,725 participants. This simply means we need to increase the number of participants for the remaining 3 weeks. So mathematically, from my own calculation, that will be for that 3 weeks, we have the first week 575 plus 2,875 times 3. So that makes it a month. That will give us 9,200 participants in a month. So the monthly contribution will be 9,200 times 300, which will give us $2,760,000. To achieve this, we need to put the following things in place. We have to train more volunteer members to become a guider. We have to organize additional seminars, then media and social advert. So we have to use some money to do this. So our expenses on this new 3 tasks will make use of $5,738. So from our initial budget we have on ground, which is $26,416. So when we subtract that from this, so our new budget balance will be $20,678. So our budget balance is now reducing because of the expenses on what we are doing to encourage more people into the community. So task 5, your plan didn't work out. You do not have enough new registration and we need deposit to cover the cost of the current deposit. It is necessary to analyze the plan of action in this situation. What are the resources, how many participants, contribution, and so on needed to get the situation resolved. Due to lack of fund, there are delay in payment. The old participants seeing that neither make their own contribution nor attract new members. So we have to create some strategy, a strategic plan. So the objective for this is to strategize plan to resolve issues, the resources needed to resolve issues, number of participants that will make contribution enough to make the system balance back to normal. So registering 2,875 participants weekly did not work out this time around. Assuming 1,035 participants registered weekly, so monthly we are able to get, which is 575 plus 135 plus 135 plus 135, which will give us 3,575 plus 1,035 plus 1,035 plus 1,035, which will give us 3,780 new members. So from this we have deficit of 5,520. This deficit is derived from 9,200 minus 3,680. So 3,680 members will contribute. So that will be 3,680 members times 300, which is the 300, which is the initial deposit, which is the capital. So that will be 3,680 times 300 will give us $1,104,000. So deficit contribution will be 1,656,000. So it is important to bear in mind that we are running low on budget because our budget is reducing. Therefore, we cannot make money intensive plan. Moreover, we can use ideology of one stone to kill two birds. By doing this, each guider or manager in the system has to organize an emergency seminar to address the pain in the system. They should tell them more that their contribution is the only thing that can save MMM, to make MMM come back to normal. So tax 6. During this month delay in payment increased to 7 days. Referral activity also reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contribution to. In virtue of this situation, a pause mode is implemented in which all the old members are frozen and will be available for withdrawal. When the situation will put right itself, new deposits grow as per old condition, are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of action for another month, resources contribution member, and so on. So the objective of this taxes is that as pause mode is inevitable, members have to be guided about what pause mode is all about, because many participants might not know the meaning of pause mode. So this must be explained to them. So I will also guide them about why pause mode has to be introduced and now it can be overturned. Then increase MMM awareness in remote area of country. So this is the method that we use. This is the method for week 1, method for week 2, method for week 3, and method for week 4. So method for week 1, we can hold meetings with all participants, guiding them on what pause mode means and how it will affect participants. Then we will also assure them nothing will happen to the marvel, but pause mode will stay as long as possible till the system is valid. So for the week 2, we will let them know that continue media and social advert, continue seminar in old and new areas and raise the benchmark 4,000 new members from 2,300. Renovate banners and make new flyer. Week 3, motivate guider to work more. Make sure seminar is always in check. Then we also share letter of happiness on social media. Week 4, we share video of happiness on YouTube and other social media. We will continue with seminars. Then we work with guiders on how to make seminar more effective. By doing this task, I believe that MMM will come back to normal. Then new seminars, renovation of billboards and flyers will also cost more. So we have to deduct these expenses from our remaining budget. So the remaining budget is 20,678. Then the cost of these new seminars, renovation of billboards, flyers will be 2,600 for that 4 weeks. Then the new budget will now be $18,078. Then tax 7, your effort have been insufficient to reverse the situation. A restart took place. All the old marvels are removed. We start to work from the beginning. Serious negative impact of the member and unfavorable responses. One or two negative articles in the mass media and you have to make a fresh start in such condition. Draw out a plan of action under specified condition for a month. So the objective for this task is that reintroduction of MMM, informing people on MMM ideology and encourage people to provide more help than the way they get help. So the method that we use, restarting Marvel will create a bad reputation for MMM. Nevertheless, this idea is inevitable. To change this bad reputation for good, these few steps can be implemented. You have to consider these new few steps. One, I will think of a good way to make members cool down. I will not shy away from the fact that this will make people sad. Organize a seminar and let them know there will be a system restart. Then I will make sure I answer all queries and gobs in all the negative talks, maybe through from individuals or through social media. I will emphasize why it is necessary to provide help and the people you are helping when providing help. I will keep being a good leader. Success is not when you don't fall, but when you fall and rise again. So this presentation is prepared and presented by Ajayi Taiwo. By me, this is my Gmail address, ajastiwo@yahoo.com, group 6, badge AS47. Thank you for listening.